Riftbound Vendetta preview season has officially began. As of today, which is the 7th of July, we're starting to get previews from some creators to show us what new cards we're getting. And some of them are actually looking pretty interesting. There was the announcement, a while back, where we could see what the schedule was. So obviously go and check out all the creators that are on the schedule. I've had a quick look through today. It's currently lunchtime for me on the 7th of July, so not everybody has posted their previews for what cards are coming out, which obviously is fine. People are different time zones and things, but I've seen some of them, and some of them are looking pretty good. But before we get to that, we did get a post from playriftbound.com on the Vendetta overview, so let's have a run through. Welcome to Vendetta, the fourth set, all about rivalry, clashes between former friends, immortal enemies, and members of the same family. Now, we did have the dev video drop. It was posted earlier today on YouTube. I actually think it came out yesterday for other platforms. I did see it on the subreddit for this yesterday. But the video shows off the Kennen Legend, a couple of Kennen spells, a new Ocean Drake unit, shows off a Kali, which you can see in the preview here. Go and check it out on the Riftbound YouTube channel. I'll leave a link in the description down below. The video is pretty cool. Nice little kind of throwback to olden times, as if it's a kind of heated rivalry, same as the theme. But here we have the dates for things, the previews for the 6th, which actually it says further down, I think. Previews for the 6th to the 18th, so from today until the 18th of July, we're going to be getting new cards posted by all the creators. It does look like all the creators are giving us different cards, so you need to stay tuned and stay vigilant to know what is going on. The pre-rift is July 24th. I've signed up for my pre-rift. How exciting. This is a Friday, I believe. And then release, obviously, is July 31st for the English, Chinese, October 23rd for the French cards. New set, new mechanics. This is where, obviously, we had different mechanics for Unleashed, we've had different mechanics for Spirit Forged, different card types for both sets, so this is where things get interesting. The first new mechanic we're getting is Flow. Flow lets you play cards from your trash instead of from your hand. It was inspired by league champs who use energy and captures the faster recovery and reuse of abilities that they display. So our first spell card we're seeing. Now, taking a look at the card straight away, there's new iconography on the card here. We can see that there is this little symbol on the left here. The card itself, 1 energy, no power, is Twilight Shroud spell. Give a friendly unit +1 might this turn. It can't be chosen by enemies, spells, and abilities this turn. Pretty good little buff. Essentially, it's just a buff, but only for 1 turn. It does have a flow cost, which looks like it's flow 2, so you pay 2 energy to play it from the trash. You may play this from the trash for its flow cost, then banish it. So you only get to do that once, and then afterwards it is banished. So we need to figure out a way to get cards back, if there's possibly a way to get them back from being banished. I know in previous sets we've had Ash, who banishes a card, but when you hold, you get the card back. So there might be ways of getting cards back if you banish it yourself. Our second new mechanic is Burn. Burn sends a card from the main deck to the trash. Some cards burn your own deck to fuel synergies, while others attack your opponent's deck directly. If you've played Magic the Gathering, this is just milling. Or there's in Hearthstone as well, actually. This is just milling. So, interesting mechanic. I have played mill decks before. Sometimes had some success. Sometimes they're just a bit of fun because you're making people get rid of all their cards. It'll be interesting to see how it works in Riftbound. I think the games that involve mill decks, they're going to take quite a while to win or resolve. So it'll be interesting to see what synergies people come up with. The card we've got here, though, 2 power, 2 might. It's actually a unit card. It's the Shadow Order Disciple. When I move, you may burn 1 to give me +1 might this turn. To burn 1, put the card at the top of your main deck into your trash. So you will be revealing the card on the top of your deck, and it goes straight into the trash. It's not like Predict, where you can recycle it, or it's not like Reveal, where you can have it played into your hand if it's a certain card. I can't remember what the battlefield does off the top of my head for that. But yeah, this is just getting rid of a card, essentially. So for flow decks, potentially, if you've got spells that are flow, you'd be looking to trash them, and then you can play from your trash. You'd have a bigger selection from your trash, but also you're getting a unit out as well. So, interesting 2-drop. We'll see how it goes. Empower, this is the big one that everybody's been talking about. At the moment, we don't have a rules confirmation on how this works. People are speculating that it is similar to a buff card where you, after you empower the unit, you attach the card to it and the card is stuck to it. We don't know if it's just for that turn. It's probably going to be permanent unless there is depower, which we have seen with the new Kennen Champion Legend, which we'll cover in a minute. This one here though, Empower, cards with Empower on them have potential to gain new abilities once they're in play, often after paying a cost. This allows you to get the card on the board one turn and then amplify its might or effect on another turn. Very self-explanatory there. 2 power or 2 energy, no power for a 2 might Punching Poro, a new Poro card. So this is potentially a new overnumber Poro, which I was thinking of collecting. I quite like them. I do have the Lonely Poro. It is a Empower, discard 1, pay the cost, empower me, use only if not empowered. So this is the same as buff. You can buff a unit if it's not already buffed. And then empowered, it has +1 might. So it just makes it 1 might stronger. So it's not terrible. You are discarding 1 card. It would be good in, again, cards with flow, mill decks, things that are around having all the cards in your trash. Could be useful. And it has +1 might. So you're 2 energy for a 2, and then on your third turn you can empower it to get +1. So, and we do actually get a sneak peek at our first battlefield here. This is actually Risen Altar. As empower costs of your units here cost 1 less, 1 energy or 1 power. So that could be interesting. I don't know how this would work with Punching Poro. I imagine this is just you don't discard a card, but I think you would still have to discard a card, and this is only directly related to empower costs that have a cost associated with them, like energy or power. But this has confirmed that we're going to get energy cost or empower costs that do cost 1 rune as well. Finally here we have our new type of card, new unit type, unit gear. Now this is a unit and a gear, which I think is quite cool. This is showing good signs for rumble decks, I think. Mechs, Poros, getting mechs onto the board, obviously interesting, or you're looking to build up mech armies in Rumble decks. Rumble did not see a lot of play in set 3. It was quite weak, probably the weakest deck out of all the legends, so getting more mechs and more things for mechs could be interesting to see how Rumble develops. I do like the theme of Rumble where you're getting a bunch of mechs, building an army, same with Victor and Azir and things like that. I do like that kind of deck. This here is a 2 energy, no power for a 2 might unit gear. I enter exhausted. When you play me, if you control 3 or more gear, draw 1. So perfect for gear-based decks. 3 or more other gear is a lot for a draw, especially when it's only a 2 cost card. Now, this could eventually also be seen as a 2 cost draw 1. You do get a unit out of it. Whether or not it's going to be worth it and seeing it in play, when you just have to wait and see what happens with other decks and how they're getting built when it comes through to Vendetta, because at the moment I can't think of a lot of blue decks that have a lot of gear in them, so we'll see how we go. We have a spell type here. This is not a new type of spell. Decrees are a cycle of spells that are designed with domain rivalries in mind. Each domain has a decree that strikes hard against cards of its opposite domain colour. Now this is interesting because we already have a card that has decree in the name. But this one here is Decree of Insight, is a 1 cost spell, blue spell, reaction, speed, cool. Ignore deflect while playing this spell's cost. Insane. Specifically ignoring deflect. Give an enemy body unit -5 this turn. So this is specifically for targeting body decks or orange decks. Give it -5 might. This is almost... Now, the thing about this is it's annoying because it's a blue spell. Obviously, it's blue as spell focus, so it makes sense. It feels like a direct counter to Punch First. Punch First is a 1 cost 2 power, 2 cost 2 power, and this is just a direct counter to Punch First. So people playing orange body decks, going to have to watch out going up against the blue deck. Could have Decree of Insight. I think there's going to be a very popular card for sideboards for blue decks. It does look quite strong. It's only 1 power as well, and playing at reaction speed, and you can ignore deflect cost. It'll be interesting to see what other decrees we get. It's different. This is different to Imperial Decree because it's not. Imperial Decree itself isn't specifically for countering another domain, but this one is, and they have stated that decrees are hard against the opposite domain color. It'll be interesting to see what happens with that. I thought I was going to sneeze. Next up here, we can talk about the collectability. Obviously, it's very similar to what we've seen in the past. Collectability, booster pack related distribution. Each Riftbound Vendetta pack contains a bunch of stuff here. 7 commons, 3 uncommons, the exact same as before. 1 foil slot that can be common, uncommon, rare, or epic, which is same as we had before. 2 rare, epic, alt, special alt, or overnumber cards. I don't think this was the same before. I think it was only. I think you get maybe 1 rare, and then potentially another epic, alt, special alt, overnumber. I don't remember it ever seeing a pack that had 2, say, special alt arts or 2 alt arts or anything like that in them. So this potentially new. Maybe one of you guys can confirm in the comments down below. You get a token rune or alt rune slot, that's the same as before, and 1 informational insert. Obviously these are used to apparently even out the weight of the pack so that you can weigh the pack and see what one has foil in it, and then get more money for a heavy pack if you guys know anything about Pokemon packs. There is a note here that says the Crystal Rose special numbered cards are distributed more similarly to base alt art cards and should not be seen as an overnumber. Pack contents are randomized during manufacturing. That's fine. So this is interesting here. Crystal Rose skins cards are distributed more to base alt arts and they're not overnumbers. And then we do get to see this here. But this is good because it means that, well, actually, it takes away from alt art chance. If you're looking for a specific alt art, that means that the pool for alt arts is increased by the number of special alts, which is there. It appears to be 6, judging by this Harry card. But we don't have to worry about those overnumbers being bloated with special alts because these aren't overnumber cards. These are just alt art cards. Yes, they're special in a way, but they're not overnumbered. So it's good. I actually quite like that they're doing this, where they're not inflating the pool for overnumbers, because what they could do is they could have 10 overnumbers and then have 20 special, obviously exaggerated numbers, 20 special cards like these Wild Rose skin or Crystal Rose skins from Wild Rift. That means if you get one, if you pulled a pack that had the chance of having an overnumber in it, that's 1 in 30 because you'd have 10 overnumbers and 20 Crystal Rose specials. But instead, they are including this in the pool for alt arts. So alt arts are more common, and in turn, you're going to see more, which means you're actually also going to see more of these Crystal Rose skins as well. So I'm glad that they've chosen to not pull it with overnumbers, but pull it with alt arts. I don't mind it. Anyway, let's take a look at the Crystal Rose skin. This is from Wild Rift. I did say this when we seen this originally from the MSI. The Crystal Rose skin celebrate Wild Rift's returning skin line. I think there's a Crystal Rose skin in the league as well. I'm pretty sure Zyra's got a Crystal Rose skin, bringing those fan favorite looks to Riftbound. This is just Ari again. We've seen this, we spoke about this, but we do have higher resolution and more confirmation. Vendetta SP03 or SP3 of 006. So we know that there are 6 special cards for this, and you could probably figure out what ones they are. I'm not going to look into it though. I'm going to keep the surprise unless they get shared with us. Appears often as other alt art cards in the Vendetta booster packs. They have special numbering because they're celebrating art from Wild Rift. For these, we reserve the overnumber designs for art which is created by Riftbound. So this is just what I was saying here. Appears often as other alt art cards in Vendetta packs, so they're in the same pool, the card pool for alt arts. Overnumbers in Vendetta, we now have 9 new legends in the set, represented with their overnumber variants, which can be found with the artist signatures as well. So we're keeping signatures and overnumbers. Cool, very good idea. Quite like it. In addition, we have 22 champion overnumbers representing the legendary rivals in the League universe. These pieces are diptychs, allowing you to collect and show off your favourite pairings of friends, family, rivals, and enemies, or all of the above. So these overnumbers then are going to, these additional overnumbers, are joint artworks where both cards lined up next to each other. They're the same art, the same piece of a bigger artwork. Very cool. Love this. Great for collectors. I myself have 2 overnumbers. I've got I've got 3. I've got 3 overnumbers. I've got an Ivern, I've got a Vayne, and I've got a Poro. And having a set of them feels good, obviously. Having a set where they're diptychs and they all work together, even cooler. Love that. And then obviously we're into the products for Vendetta here. We've got our booster boxes. We have our showdown decks. So this is different to previous, where we had individual deck boxes. It was £20 in the UK, so 20 quid for just one deck. This here is a showdown deck, which has got Zed and Shen in it, and this has both decks in it, and it is allowing 2 people to play, and it's actually slightly cheaper than buying 2 individual decks, so I quite like it. And then they're bringing back the Vault from Unleashed. And our pre-rift kits here, which have 6 packs in them, I think. 1, 2, 3, is that 5? Can't remember. 6 packs, and then you get our promo Riven, which we actually do get to see here down below. So this is our promo Riven card for the pre-release. 3 energy, 1 power for 3 might. Riven has Weapon Master, so you can equip gear onto it when it comes into play. And when I attack, choose an enemy unit here, deal 2 damage to it for each equipment attached to me. So this is going to be big in equipment-based decks, which is going to be really cool. I quite like this. It might slot into an Azir deck pretty well. I'm in the middle of building an Azir deck. God forbid the price of a Rise ever drops. But we'll see how that goes when it comes to pre-release. I'm going to have to get my hands on a playset of these maybe for my Azir deck. But that's it. That is the whole announcement from playriftbound.com. I will again leave a link to this in the description. Go and check it yourself if you want to see the cards again. As for the new cards that have been announced, so July 7th, we had a bunch of people or a bunch of outlets sharing information. We do have some here. We have the biggest Renekton card in the world from Sheep Esports. So this is the final legend that we were waiting to see. We got Renekton, who is red-orange, Butcher of the Sands. I'm not a fan of this, I won't lie. Reaction for 2 runes and exhaust to add 2 energy. Spend this energy only to play units or activated abilities of units. This feels expensive. I haven't played a red deck. I know orange has ramp, but you're going to have a lot of ramp for this to be worth it, because this is paying 2 power and exhausting to add 2 energy. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays. I can't see anything in a way that this would be particularly strong. People a lot smarter than me probably will, but personally, I'm not a big fan of Renekton. We do have then Ambessa, the wolf, which we actually see this artwork in the T1 announcement. Love this artwork, I think it's great. Ambessa's... Oh wait, this is just the card. I thought this was the... My bad. This is just the Ambessa card. So we've seen this before in power. 3 energy, 1 power, or 3 energy, 1 power. In power, I've got +3 might, can't be dealt damage unless I'm in combat. And then we've seen Resident Alter as well. So that was from Sheep Esports. The next one we had here was from Wargamer. This is the Shen card. This is a 5 energy, 1 power for a 6 might card. Again, I'm not a fan of this card. When I hold here, if there's exactly 1 other unit here, draw 1. Or you control, draw 1. So it's a draw for holding if you've only got 1 other unit. But you're not getting this out until possibly turn 2 if you're second, which means it's not holding until turn 4. Because you would play on turn 2, it'd be exhausted. Turn 3, you can move to conquer. Turn 4, you're getting your first hold. I don't see a universe where this is that particularly strong, I'm not going to lie. And then we do have the alt art here, which I think is pretty cool. But again, I don't see the card itself being that strong. That one was from Wargamer, so thank you very much, Wargamer, for sharing that with us. We've got The Gamer, who are sharing the Jace cards. these are pretty cool. Jace, Brilliant Inventor. When you play me for the first time, when you play me, or the first time you play a non-token gear each turn, you may ready something besides me that's exhausted. So, nice little ready up. If you're playing gears, it is a 6 energy, 1 power cost for 6 might card. So again, later in the game, but if you're at the stage where you're playing out a bunch of gears and you've got a bunch of units on the board that are exhausted, you can move them around. It doesn't say that you can't ready stuff at battlefield, so this, you could conquer, play a gear, have Weapon Master, attach it, bring some, ready another unit, bring it back from the conquer. There'll be a lot of stuff you can do with this. I quite like the artwork for this. I think this one's pretty cool. My gripe with this is that they're going with Arcane Jace. I understand Arcane Jace is now canon. I remember old Jace, and old Jace was a bit more Chad than new Jace, in my opinion. I think we have just smaller previews here as well. Yep, so that's the 2 Jace cards. Obviously, you can follow the RB Vendetta tag on Twitter or X, but they'll have all the stuff posted here. People will be sharing it, outlets will be sharing it, a bunch of new cards that we've not seen. If you want to see the cards in the best place, you can. The best one I've found so far is actually Piltover Archive. If you head over to Piltover Archive, head into the cards and the card gallery. New cards have been revealed. It's in this nice little yellow banner. Hit show new cards. This is all of the new cards. So let's quickly take a quick run through of what these are. I won't share much, but we'll share the important details. First one up here, we've got a 3 energy, 1 power for a Wind and Ghost spell. Action, speed. Choose a unit at a battlefield. If it has got 3 or less might, banish it. Otherwise, return it to the owner's hand. So this is actually a bit of Recruit, a bit of Soul Harvester. Or Rebuke, sorry. Bit of Rebuke, bit of Soul Harvester. More expensive than a Soul Harvest, but it's cheaper than a Rebuke, because you are not paying 2 power for it. Quite like it. It gives you both, it covers you for 3 or less might and bigger units. Quite decent. Punching Portal we've seen. I won't talk about that. Here is the Akali card. This is the Akali Champion Unit card. 3 energy for a 3 might card, and power 2 energy, 1 rune. When I move, you may deal 1 to a unit at a battlefield if I move to or from, so it gives you additional damage if you're moving to or from a battlefield. And if it's empowered, deal 2. Empowered, I have +1 as well. So if this has 2 empowered effects, if you move Akali to a battlefield, she can do 2 damage to a unit at a battlefield. That could be killing a unit, especially at the kind of turn, this would be turn 3. You could be killing a 2 might unit that's holding. And you also have additional might if you're powered. So this is a 3 cost 4 might, but the power cost is not cheap. 2 energy, 1 power. Need to see how it goes. It depends on the... It would fit into aggro decks pretty well, but it would depend on what it is you're playing against, I guess. Here we've got Twilight Shroud. We've seen this one. We've seen the Riven. We've seen the Shens. Here is Nasus Ascended. Big card. 8 energy, 1 power for an 8 might card. Champion unit. It has Deflect 2. It has Empower. 8 energy, 2 Empower. When I conquer, you score 1 point. So this is a double point conquering unit. If you conquer with Nasus Empowered, you're scoring 2 points. This is a big unit. I think this is going to be pretty strong in this set. A lot of green decks will be trying to potentially use this. It's going to be pricey. But that's also the champion unit. We've not seen... I don't think we've seen Nasus Champion Legend yet, actually. I maybe missed Smoke earlier on. I don't think we've seen the Legend. Here is the alt art for the Nasus card. Pretty cool. Looks pretty good. Again, Deflect 2 and Power. Yep, that's fine. We've seen the patched Portabot. I love this little guy. He's so cute. We've seen Decree of Insight. We've seen Jace. Previously, we had seen Mel. Here is an Ambessa card, which is different to the one that we've seen before. But it is the same card. Doesn't look like it's the alt art either. I can't make out from the quality here. It said 84 here, which is not over number. Here is the other Ambessa card. Oh, this is the All Art Ambessa card. Here we go. So again, we've seen Ambessa. Here's Orange Jace, which we've covered before. Shadows of the Past is new. 3 cost, 3 energy, 1 power for Shadows of the Past spell. Return up to 2 units from trashes to their owner's hand. You can pick you. If you're playing 2v2, you can pick your ally. You could even pick your opponent if you wanted to. I don't know why you would, but you could do, because it just says from trashes. So this would be interesting to see how this plays. We also have Zed here. This is a 5 energy, no power for a 5 might card. When I conquer, play a 0 might shadow clone unit token to your base. When I attack, you may banish a unit from your trash. If you do, give me assault 4. This could be a 9 might card for 5 energy and a banish. Again, depends on what you've got in your trash, but could be interesting. Action. So it's got an ability, you can play action speed, 1 energy, 1 power. Move me and a shadow clone you control to each other's location. So you can swap the location around. This is a conquer, trade him back out. He's ready, conquer, trade him back out. So it's given purple a bit more aggression, instead of being kind of slow build up and holding. It's offering purple a little bit of aggression, which I quite like as a Vex player at the moment. So I don't mind that at all. And then we have the alt art for Zed, which is pretty cool. Quite like it. Then we have the Kennen cards. So we've got Kennen here. This is Kennen champion unit. This is a 3 energy, 1 power, 4 might card. When you play me stun or burn 2, I thought I said stun 2. Burn 2. So top 2 cards of your main deck, flip into trash, flip into trash. You do not get the option to have them at all. When I conquer, give a spell in your trash flow equal to its power cost this turn. So this actually means that flow cost is changing. We've seen on the Akali card here, Twilight Shroud, this has flow 2. So the flow cost for this to play it from your trash is 2. Okay, 2 energy to play it. What this Kennen card lets you do is when you conquer, give a spell in your trash flow equal to its cost. So the cost is actually 1 to play this Twilight Shroud. So I'm taking this as that for this turn only, if you've conquered with Kennen champion unit, you can pay this for 1. You can play Twilight Shroud for 1, which is going to be pretty cool. I think there'll be a lot of interesting interactions with flow and burn in this new set. Obviously, 2 big factors in the new set, but I think it will be quite interesting. Next up, we've got Ocean Drake, which we've seen. Obviously, these are screenshots from the game. We've not seen the actual cards in high quality yet, but we've got Ocean Drake here. This looks like it could be an alt art, but I don't know. I know it's numbered here as Ven 114, but I think this looks really cool. 8 energy, 2 power for a 7 might. You may play me to an open battlefield. When you play me, you may return a non-dragon unit to its owner's hand. So this is just a bit of bounce for other units. Ocean Drake though, pretty cool. I'd like to see them. Then we have our legend cards here. If you haven't seen them, we have Akali, who's red-green. And power, 3 energy, 1 power. I hate it, sounds so wrong saying that. 3 energy, 1 power. If it's your turn, move a friendly unit in the showdown to its base, and if I'm empowered, you can ready it. So if you empower Akali, champion legend, which is very interesting, you can move a unit from a showdown into your base and ready it. It'll be quite interesting to see how that works within some interactions. We covered Renekton. Here's Kennen. When you play a card from anywhere other than your hand, empower me. Action, disempower me. This is where it's going to be very interesting. This is a lot like spending a buff. So I think there'll be a few interactions like this where you are disempowering things. But this could be quite a cool deck. Purple orange, or purple yellow, sorry, is going to be quite strong, I feel, in this set. But I don't know how I feel about the action here. So it seems to play a bit more aggressive for purple, which again I like. Better than being a slow build control deck, but we'll see how it goes. And this here's Risen Altar. Empower your units. Empower cost of your units cost 1 energy or 1 power less. So that's it at the moment, folks. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff going to be coming out for Vendetta. I'm not going to cover it every day. I just wanted to cover here because we had the announcement from Riftbound.com and a bunch of new cards showing up. There will be other cards showing up again later on today, because a lot of these haven't posted yet. There's obviously going to be posts the 8th, the 9th, the 10th. There's going to be so many cards coming out. Go and check out this link here, the Vendetta preview season link. Again, I'll leave this in the description down below. Check it out. Stay tuned to all the creators that are posting the reveals. I think it's amazing that they're giving them an opportunity to share new cards with us, get a bit of hype, a bit of excitement about preview season. But until then, until the next one, I do have an unboxing video coming, so I'll unbox a Spirit Force box, so stay tuned for that if you want to see some unboxings. But until the next time, I'll see you guys later on. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, like the video, maybe leave a comment. What's your favourite card so far?